As we get ready for implementation of the marine plans, it's important for us to keep our solid working relationship with all the stakeholders across the board, from the NGOs to industry and governments. It's important for us to now get the federal government on board with the decisions that we've made in BC to get them effectively implemented, to really make some progress for our communities. So we look forward to fostering and developing these relationships even further down the line as implementation comes into view. We've already started to work with the Anglo community on giving them our views on the marine plan going forward now that they're signed, on our views of implementation, some of the risks that we're going to encounter. So being straightforward and starting to manage expectations while you have the plan done, it's not going to solve all the problems in the world overnight. It's going to take time, it's going to take steps, and we're prepared to continue those steps and work with the stakeholders in our region along the way. As an aspiring government, it's up to us to manage the expectations of our people who think these plans are going to bring our sovereignty to a finish. And from the stakeholder side, it's going to be managing the expectations and keeping them pushing. Now that we have the momentum, we need to get the federal government on board. And the only way we're going to do that is through successful relationships with the stakeholder community. The federal government in Canada for years has shown its ability to ignore First Nations communities. But with the partnerships that we've developed with industry, NGOs, local communities, they simply can't ignore this process going forward anymore. And we're lucky to be in a leadership position to bring these issues forward. And we don't take that for granted. That's something that came as a result of the relationships we've built with the stakeholders over the years, first in terrestrial planning and then leading on into the marine planning. And so it's something we take very seriously. As people have learned through court cases, the years, just society evolving, if you will, people have accepted the fact that First Nations need to be part of that equation, and to society's credit, people have demanded that First Nations need to be involved in this. So when they try to start these processes without First Nations, that's the first question asked in a lot of communities now is, where are the First Nations and what role are they playing in this process going forward? And it's something we've learned from the Maoris, how they brought themselves together to unite their voice, to work against their government, and now they're working with their government, bringing these initiatives forward. And so there's a symbiosis that goes back and forth there. And now we're just speaking with the Maoris at this conference here, learning that they want us to come tell them how we were able to take that next step. So there's a real closing of the gap between information cycles when it comes to Indigenous communities all around the world. And it's very exciting.